Welcome everyone. Nan Akasha here. So wonderful to see you on this beautiful and blessed day. I wanted to bring you a special edition for the Bliss Life podcast because a dear blessed light on our conscious evolution towards birthing a new humanity, those are some words that she's been credited with, has passed from her body and expanded her light, Barbara Marx Hubbard. So whether you're familiar with her or not, if you're not familiar with her consciously, if you read about her, if you heard about some of her books or some of the things that she's done, you would say, oh, I've heard of that. I know that. And so what I want to do today is really focus on the idea of birthing a new humanity and take a moment, because what I mean by her light has now expanded is that she's no longer in a body doesn't mean that she's disappeared. And so everything that she knows, everything that she's done, everything that she's evolved to herself in her life, which was obviously very conscious because of the kinds of things she was doing and writing and creating and co-creating. And what's beautiful is when we see somebody who's had such an amazing life, and an amazing life, to be honest, doesn't have anything to do with how much money you make. You might have achieved great success in your job, and for you, that is success, and that's great. But the problem we have in conscious evolution right now is still listening to what other people or what the past people's humanity thought was what we needed to do or be. A fulfilling life, a rich life, is a life that you figure out who you are and follow that, and you consciously evolve. So we're going to talk about, well, what is that? Because we're in a moment that doesn't allow you to have a choice. You evolve or you struggle, because everyone is evolving right now. Everybody is moving forward. And one of the other cool things about conscious evolution and the idea that we're birthing a new humanity is it's a very positive message. It puts into our hands and our hearts the idea that we are in the driver's seat. We're in control of where life is going. So now more than ever, it's important that we become conscious in the moment of what kind of energy we're contributing to the world. What are our goals, our desires, attachments, our beliefs, limited or unlimited, our relationships? What are these different ways that we're being, and therefore vibrations we are putting into the world, contributing to this new humanity? The world is evolving, things are falling apart, old paradigms and systems aren't holding up, economies and politics and relationships and gender identification and jobs. You know, the whole online world has changed how people work and live. The newer, younger generations aren't willing to listen to this idea that you have to go get a job and be a slave to it for the rest of your life, and you have to work on their time and their hours. And yet there's a confusion and an uncertainty because the new world isn't built yet. So guess what? That's what we're here to do. You're here to create the new world, the new golden age, the new age of light. We're still coming out of the dark ages, and the dark ages weren't just what we call the dark ages, the medieval times. We're still in the dark ages. We still have practices and beliefs that are becoming, to our evolving, enlightening minds and emotions, emotional bodies, unacceptable. So you're seeing more and more talk about being vegetarian or vegan or being humane, right? Of having this connection to animals beyond just, a cute pet, but an understanding of a co-creative being who's exactly like us, because we're all made out of the same thing. every single thing that you see or perceive or touch with your senses is there as a construct of consciousness. What does that mean? It's a thought, it's a belief, it's a structure. And when you decide it's true, and you are a master manifester, and you are part of source or God, and you are divine, and you are a master creator, because there's nothing in you or your reality, even the part of you that's listening to me right now, that is separate from all that is. So all of these concepts that we've heard that are like from yogis or from religions or from philosophies or from thought leaders, right, or new age beliefs. So we've evolved. We've seen the evolution. Now, here's a really fun thing to think about. I love the idea that everything is a frequency. Everything is vibration. Everything is a wave of thought or a particle of consciousness. And so when you realize that the quantum science reality of what we live, we have an impact on what we look at. It changes based on what we are thinking and feeling, what vibration we're giving off from our body and mind, which is our own planet. So what you believe and what you think, how you feel about yourself, how much guilt you drag around on a daily basis, how much time you give yourself to be present, to listen to your inner self, to feel a connection to source or to your higher self or to your inner wisdom. The more that you realize that if you don't listen to negative people, if you change your life and your job to something that uplifts you and that you love, if you release the guilt, the pain, the fear, the anxiety, the attachment to what's happened in the past, whether you're good enough or not, whether other people have agreed with you or believe in you, whatever it is you're craving right now, whatever it is you feel is missing in your life, whatever it is you feel like, oh, if I just had this, then I could be happy. It's not what is going to make you happy and whole. What is stopping living unconsciously. So let's look at what does that mean? Because of course you're conscious enough to be listening to me, to choose to be on your personal path, to want to discover what you're here for, what's your soul purpose, what's your heart desire, what's your bliss life, what's your path that you're on. Everybody, we all want that. And here's the thing, that's what you're on. You're already there. So relax, drop into the moment. We're going to do this as a journey. I want to just quickly share a tiny bit about Barbara Marx Hubbard so that you, in case you've forgotten or in case that you don't know much about her, we can retune into her. Barbara, I've never met in person. I've spoken on many, many, many stages and online and telesummits, and I've spoken on several with her, that she was also a speaker. And welcome, my name is Akasha, or Nan Akasha, if you prefer, and my clients call me their fairy godmother. I'm a master healer. After 30 some years of studying healing, I've become a master hypnotherapist, a doctor of homeopathy, a radionics practitioner, and many, many, many other things. I've created over almost 200 online programs and courses. I have the Light Body School right now where I'm channeling all of the wisdom and information that I've learned by studying with Native American shamans, with Mayans, Aztecs, traveling to Egypt, doing activations in temples like the Great Pyramid, as well as pyramids and sites and sacred places all over the Yucatan and Mexico, as well as Sedona, and Bimini, where the road to Atlantis is, and in England, in the stone circles, and so on. And so for me, everything is vibration. Once I realized that I wanted to know who I was, how do I create my reality, and I wanted to understand how to get out of the pain I was in, how to get out of the fear I was in, how to get out of the constant sense that I was never good enough, because most people live there. And then you have to add to that you're bombarded with media, especially if you live in the US or countries where there is a constant news. You go to a restaurant, they've got some form of TV on. You go to work and everybody's talking about what happened on the news. You go home and people that you live with might want to watch TV all the time. You wake up and you scroll through Facebook to see this. This is really important to understand what you're doing. You're programming yourself. So if you are in a conscious state of evolution in your own life right now, meaning you're becoming aware that you want a different life, you want to feel differently, you want to heal grief or regret, you want to have more strength to speak your truth, you want to know really, where is the place that I will feel happy? What am I meant to do? How can I take my talents? And maybe you're ready for more peace and less stress and less push and responsibility. A lot of my students and clients are incredibly intelligent, successful people who have no time in their life for themselves. And it's literally draining their life, hurting their health, creating enormous stress, and either lack of deep, intimate relationships or strained ones, and a lot of confusion, right, around who you are. Well, this is a sign of our times. So I want you to relax because you're here with me, with your fairy godmother. And what I do is an interesting combination of ability to travel to in other dimensions, see energy and light. In Light Body School, I basically teach you who you are. What is the energetic makeup of yourself, and how can you begin to sense it, direct different energies to it, raise your frequency anywhere you are. So one of my favorite things is when you realize in the moment that the situation you're in, or the thought that you're thinking, or the person that you're next to, or the place that you're standing in is draining your energy and pulling you down, and you were feeling happy, love, joy, abundance, or just compassion and peace, and suddenly excuse me, you feel like you're being pulled down emotionally and energetically. Give me 1 second here. All right, thank you. Had to have a little cough there. So when you're aware that certain places or things, like perhaps you've had a job or currently in a job where you just can't stand it. You can't stand the thought of going to it anymore. When you're there, you feel drained. I've had clients who used to throw up many times a day, every day at their job. That's how energetically unaligned with it. But being the master, being the creator of your reality, whether you realize it or not, when you can muster the strength to force yourself to stay at a job that you hate because of some idea in your mental body, in your mind, some belief you have that you're stuck there, that you have no options, that you have a responsibility or an obligation, that you agreed that your spouse or your parents or whoever wants you to do this job, or whatever belief you have, that you are stuck doing a job or being in a relationship. Perhaps you're in a relationship. So near the end of my 25-year marriage, I couldn't stand to be in the house. The energy was horrible. And it felt like he was throwing, I called them energetic knives at me out of his solar plexus as I would walk across the room. I literally could feel and see these like energetic darts or knives. Phew, 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 phew. There was so much animosity and anger there. When you are aware, because for me, when I had the first deconstruction in my life, when my first business closed and nobody paid me, and I had all this money owed to me, and I had all this money owed, and I didn't understand that people didn't pay their bills. And it was an epic deconstruction. Every belief I had fell apart. I had worked super hard. I'd had huge success. And then the economy collapsed at the end of the 80s, and I had to close my fashion design business with people owing me. And all the department stores who I thought, oh, wow, I've finally made it. The huge success has happened. The department stores and catalogs are buying my clothes and, all this stuff. But the fact of the matter is they all bought each other and then declared bankruptcy, so they didn't have to pay. I had about $400,000 owed to me, and over 5 years, I received $5,000. Well, I put everything back into my business. I was in my 20s. All I knew was what I wanted to achieve was this, create this beauty and share it with people. And when this began to happen, it was not a business experience to me, which of course it was phenomenal learning experience on every level. It was an emotional deconstruction, because the horror inside of me that everything I'd worked for, everyone who'd believed in me, I felt like a failure on stage in front of the world. And it's soul crushing if you've had something like this. So you could have a divorce, you could have a foreclosure, you could lose your job, you could have an illness, a physical illness, you could have some drama with relationships or abuse, or have such low self-esteem like I did most of my life, that you have a really hard time even knowing what you really want because you're so busy pleasing everybody else. Or perhaps you've broken free from so many of these things, like so many people have. And that's why we're creating a tipping point now, right? It's because we have just seen the equinox, which was a supermoon and a full moon, and a prophesized date in humanity's evolution, conscious evolution, which is one reason why I believe Barbara Marx Hubbard went ahead and expanded her light and left her body. I believe she's been called to a bigger job, so to speak, because she's raised her own light and consciousness, wrote lots of books, and created foundations and so forth, that now what level of consciousness that she has achieved and has helped the world achieve. So when you speak your truth, when you go deep into your pain or your fear or your uncertainty or your heart, when you follow your bliss, even when you don't know what that means and it scares you because it goes against everything you were told you were supposed to do and be to be a good, responsible human, it is scary. And no one else can be inside of you making those choices. But that's why we want to evolve consciously. So Barbara Marx Hubbard was called The Voice for Conscious Evolution of Our Time by Deepak Chopra, and is the subject of Neil Donald Walsh's book, The Mother of Invention. She was called a visionary and a futurist and an evolutionary educator, and she's a very inspiring speaker. Like I said, I had the honor of speaking in some of the same summits that she did. Barbara is the author of 6 acclaimed books that communicate the new world view of conscious evolution. She's the co-founder and chair of the Foundation for Conscious Evolution, and co-founded many progressive organizations like the Association for Global New Thought, as well as the World Future Society. In 1984, her name was nominated for Vice President of the U.S., and to fulfill a dream, a campaign for a positive future. So isn't that a new idea? Isn't the idea that Marianne Williamson is running for president? And I'm not commenting whether I think she should win or not, or if she has a chance or not. I'm saying the idea that somebody like her, a woman, and somebody who speaks from consciousness, from spirituality, from love, from a higher level of thought, rather than from the ego-based, convoluted, guilt-filled way that our current societies uh, educational systems, political systems are all built on. They're built on control and manipulation, but we don't know differently because we were raised from birth. Of course, you have to go to school and do it this way and learn these things and memorize that. And of course, you have to watch the TV. And of course, you need to have a big screen TV. And of course, you need to have a bigger car. And of course, you need to worry about whether you have the perfect hair, whether you've bleached your mustache, or whatever the current thing is that is being thrown at you from the media that you have to have or do or be in order to be desirable and good enough. You need to unplug, because conscious evolution can't happen when you're constantly being fed ideas from outside of you, whether by other people you are still allowing to control what you choose and do. So I realized at some point, and that's why I began to meditate, and I began to look for healing work, and I learned to become a Reiki master, and I, took Tellington Touch, and I began to communicate with animals, and I began to work with flower essences, and I became a doctor of homeopathy, and I studied quantum physics, and then I wanted to understand how the mind worked and the beliefs work, and so then I became a hypnotherapist, and then I wanted to understand, well, what's underneath that? If everything is frequency and vibration, and your mind is full of thoughts and beliefs that control you, and your emotional body is very powerful and trying to keep you full of fear, not to change, not to go against what your family said, not to reach out and become something different, not to do this because, something bad might happen, but you don't know why that fear is there. And now you're beginning to question that fear. And now that inner energy is saying, no, 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 you can't go to that job anymore. No, 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 you can't be in this relationship anymore. No, 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 you cannot live in this city, this town, this state, this country anymore. No, 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 you cannot be this person anymore. That's evolution. So there isn't anything wrong when things, quote unquote, fall apart in your life. Conscious evolution is understanding you're in a cyclic space. You came into a physical reality. You co-created the planet. Everything is made out of energy. So we're all from the same thing, and we're all from source, and you are a master of it. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. So now it's time to unplug from the religious beliefs, the family beliefs, the ancestral beliefs, the cultural beliefs, the societal beliefs, the political beliefs, the educational system, and everybody outside of you, and start to create peace and silence so you can listen to your own inner voice. Now, if you've already done this and begun this journey, then woo, party, right? It isn't an easy journey. It's a journey full of facing your fears, finding your blocks, going through ups and downs consciously, rather than running away trying to say, oh, I don't want to look at the fact that I did this and I feel bad about it. I just want to carry all this heavy stuff behind me and pretend I'm great and put on a happy face and whatever. So whatever you're doing that isn't living authentically with you, I highly recommend that you start meditating, that you give yourself more time off, that you get into some kind of a program that supports your evolution. You find a soul family like we've developed through Bliss Life Retreats. These people talk throughout the whole year. We have a very active text message. We get to support each other's transformation. We get to come together and do epic things like go to the tops of pyramids and have shamanic ceremonies and caves and go to sacred places. But whatever it is that you want to do, find that group, find that thought, or find that place, and give yourself time to be. Because if we're going to create a positive future, if we're going to birth a new humanity, we have to do it consciously. So from the moment of whatever version of the fall that makes most sense to you, there was a big bang, there was a flood, Atlantis sank, whatever, okay? There's all these different stories or accounts of an event. The bottom line is the event, whatever way you want to frame it, was significant. Why? Because we are part of the whole, the source, the void, the great creator, God, goddess. We are part of that. And we've decided that we want to play as what we call a soul in consciousness to co-create. What does that mean? Well, we're pure energy. So our thoughts and our desires that come from that create, and then we become descending gods, and we come down in frequency, and we keep sending a little more of us down a little bit lower and a little bit lower. And that's where we get the structure of things like chakras and subtle bodies and I am presence and higher self. And if you're familiar with your energy body, and then you send a little more of you down, and pretty soon we created form. So planets, trees, your body, the bed, the computer, everything in form. Well, form, science knows, is not made up of anything solid. It's waves of consciousness that are focused into what look like particles to create something. But have you ever bought a couch and then sold the couch? Well, you might see that as a physical action, but you made a decision. Your couch just didn't disappear one day out of your living room. You decided, oh, I want a new couch. And you went out until you you intersected with the couch of your dreams. I was telling someone the other day, I had a epic turquoise suede kind of couch. It was the most comfortable thing on the planet. And, oh, I need a couch. Oh my gosh, I better go look for a couch. I wonder what I would like in a couch. And then you intersect with the couch and it comes back and it lives in your living room. It feels like a physical action, and yet it all came from somewhere else. It didn't come from a physical thing saying you need a couch. It came from within you. And so you know that you have an inner voice, and you know that you have desires and thoughts and feelings, and you know that you have attachments. That means when someone says something and you get upset, you feel like a slave, or you feel hurt, or you feel offended, or whatever. That's inside of you. So when you master consciously evolving, you go through the pain of somebody dying, or the challenge of deciding, okay, I can't do this job anymore. I'm going to go start my own business. And oh boy, is that a journey. It's all I've done for over 30 years, but it's a hell of a journey, and I love it, but it's an intense journey. It's an intense spiritual path. And so whatever it is that you're doing, if you become just a tiny bit more conscious, that means aware in the moment. Oh yeah, look at that. My energy, my thoughts, my feelings, my body just collapsed down to guilt because I just went home to visit my parents, or a particular person in my life just came in the room, and I always, they're very critical and confrontational. And it always makes me feel, like I want to kind of hide. This is how I used to feel. So consciously becoming aware that you wanted that couch, you manifested it. And when you decide you're done with the couch, you decide that from somewhere, this vibration isn't a match anymore. This doesn't suit me, whatever reason it is. It's old, it's dirty, it's going to give it to my daughter who's going to college, right? That sounds simple, and that's why I'm giving you this example, because I want you to think about the idea that a simple thing that you take for granted every day, that, hey, I need a table. So you buy a table. Well, you don't think anything of that, but you wouldn't have a table in your house if you hadn't had the inspiration for it. So Barbara Marx Hubbard focused on this idea of birthing a new humanity because we have evolved, we have sped up, time has sped up, our ability to absorb, our video culture, that idea, all that means is that's a reflection of us being able to absorb information faster. And that means we've been able to begin to sense more subtle energies, less dense energies. So you could pick up a rock, you could feel it. You could feel a breeze, wind go across your face. But when you feel that breeze, you can't really feel like you can hold it. You can feel it on your hand, so you can touch it. You know it's there, but it's very subtle. And then what about if there's no breeze at all? There isn't a movement at all, but you're breathing air into your lungs, and you can feel it moving through your throat, and you can hear it coming out. You know it's there. That's a more subtle energy. So like it or not, you're becoming an energetically aware being more aware of more subtle levels. When you become aware consciously, that means in the moment, because the moment's the only thing you're aware of is this moment, and now this moment, and now this moment. And you're aware of what I'm saying right now, and you're aware of the silence that just happened. So what we want to do is begin to pay attention. This energy of this place or this person or this job or this thought or this belief affects me in this way. And this lifts my energy up, which is good, or this drags my energy down, which is not good for me. Why? And then we go underneath it and we unhook the energy. And ideally, it would be lovely if you could walk through any situation and not have it drag you down. And yet initially, there are two things you do to help yourself consciously evolve. One, you remove yourself from energies that drag you down. People, places, jobs, situations, countries, cities, thoughts, and beliefs. Okay, so this is inner work and choices on the outside. And a year or two ago, I can't remember now, about a year ago maybe, I broke up with a friend, so to speak. There was a woman that was in my life through business interactions, and in California, came to my house a lot for different dinners and events that we had, and then moved where I moved. And I knew that I dreaded getting together with her, and I began to avoid it. And instead of looking at it and saying, okay, why? What's this about? Maybe I shouldn't be doing things. I actually pushed myself harder to spend more time. And so maybe this is a philosophy you've used to get yourself to move forward. You don't really hate your job. You just need to throw yourself into it more, and then it'll be okay. And maybe that's true. That could be a solution, is that you really aren't showing up. But let's put it this way. Try showing up fully, and then also being conscious of how it affects you energetically, mentally, emotionally. And then be honest with yourself, because now is the time for consciously evolving by choosing day to day and moment to moment what's optimal for you in this moment, and not what other people want you to do, want you to be, what you think you have to do. None of that is real, only the energy you feel. So consciously being aware. So I pushed and pushed, and then I suddenly did go, wait a minute, I literally think this is somebody I can't be around. And then I started to see things that were obvious, see things other people were pointing out to me, see that this was an energy draining relationship, energy vampire situation, see that this was a taking, a leeching. Maybe you've been around people that they take, they pull, they constantly want you to do and to perform for them. And there's the part in me that's the healer, the teacher, the mother, the lover, the fairy godmother, who wants to help everyone, that wants to love everyone, that wants to be there, that wants to take. And through my ups and downs in life, like you, I've expanded my heart and have expanded my ability to hold space for people. It's why I do the work I do, because I can hold space for many people in the same moment, having 10 different breakdowns or breakthroughs or ahas, and with total peace and love, because I've been through my own shit and I decided to show up for it. I had a daughter die. I went through an epic fucking divorce. I lost everything in a bankruptcy and on this and that. So we all go through ups and downs. I am not special. And this is not about feeling sorry for me. This is about acknowledging every relationship, every experience that we have in life is what it is. It's the path that your soul is directing you on. If you trust and accept everything and say, thank you. Oh, okay, this is what's happening. Wow, this is not the most pleasant thing I've ever been through, but okay, I accept it. Thank you. It must be for my highest good. Let me look deeper. Let me go underneath it. What do I need to do in this moment? The grief is overwhelming. The pain is overwhelming. The confusion is overwhelming. Remove yourself from the situation. Cocoon. Do the loving, nurturing, nourishing things. Find people that you trust and love to hold you. Get homeopathic and natural help, right? We do the things and then you get a little stronger and you can look up and say, okay, this is what is, accept. The compassion comes through then. We don't have to live or push ourselves to work harder, to work longer, to work faster from our mind or from our physical body. We need to now marry the intuitive, the feminine, the subtle with the masculine, action-oriented and mental, mind-oriented creation. We're creating mostly from force, and we need to drop down into our truth and power. And that's what conscious evolution is about. Barbara Marx Hubbard produced this documentary series called Humanity Ascending, A New Way Through Together. And she did an event called Birth 2012, Co-Creating a Planetary Shift in Time. And some of her books are The Hunger of Eve, The Revelation Evolution, Emergence, The 52 Codes for Conscious Self-Evolution, and Birth 2012 and Beyond. Obviously, that was a while ago. Humanity's Great Shift to the Age of Conscious Evolution. So you can see how the theme of conscious evolution ran through her work, through her life. Why? What was she doing? She was constantly asking a deeper question around this idea of conscious evolution. Excuse me a second, I'm going to cough. Okay, so we are going to take a journey now, and it's optimal if you can relax and yet you can listen if you're doing the dishes or watching the kids or walking. And what I want to do is take a moment to center ourselves into this moment, to acknowledge the idea of conscious evolution, to claim that we are indeed conscious evolvers. We are consciously evolving. And we'll tune in and we'll call in Barbara. Of course, she's here. And say thank you, and then take a journey and into birthing our own new humanity. So let me just go back and make sure we didn't miss anything that I wanted to share about her. Okay, that's great. Perfect. And make sure that you come, because talk about conscious evolution. Woo! In the next Bliss Life Retreats in September, the Super Early Bird Special is on. Bliss Life Retreats there. And okay, so where was that little, okay. I want you to take a deep breath in and put your hand, if you can, whichever hand you feel called, put it on your belly, your tummy, above your belly button, below your chest, right in the center of your solar plexus. Pay attention to which hand you chose to put on your belly. The right hand is more aligned to masculine energies, and the left to feminine, intuitive energies. And now breathe in through that hand into your solar plexus and hold the breath in there. Feel it expanding. More light inside of your own central sun. Relax, let the breath go slowly like a waterfall down your body, washing away all that keeps you from being present here. Now take your other hand, leaving your hand on your belly, put it on your chest in the center of your heart. Take a deep breath in now through both hands. Feel that breath filling your solar plexus and your heart center. Hold it, feeling it expand. As that breath expands, your light, your consciousness, your awareness expands within your center of power and your heart. Let the breath go gently and slowly out of your mouth. Like a waterfall down your body, and feel yourself relaxing deeper and deeper, releasing the energies that are stuck in your physical cells and body, in your subtle energy body, your mind, and your emotions. Now, one more deep breath in. Keep your hand on your heart and your solar plexus. And now switch hands. So whichever hand, if your left hand was on your solar plexus, put it on your heart, and put the opposite hand on your belly. Just take a moment and feel the different energies coming from each hand. They're very different, aren't they? Just relax and allow all of your senses to become alive and aware in this moment. In this moment, you release and relax so that moment by moment, the optimal energies for you come into your body. Take a deep breath in now. Feel and see that breath coming through each hand into your heart and into your belly. Hold it there. Let it expand. Expand. The light is expanding in your heart and your belly. And when you're ready, let the breath go. Very slow with a beautiful sound. Down, down, relax, let your hands go now, resting gently on your lap or next to you, completely relaxed in this moment. Breathe gently in and out, in and out, relaxing deeper into the moment. You consciously choose to let go of the thoughts of what's next or what's happened, and slip gently into this moment, into my voice, into your heart and your belly, into your center. And now, relaxed deeply, eyes closed. Feel your entire body shifting with your breath in and out. This beautiful light that you've breathed into your heart and your central sun in your belly. It's moving out and down your legs and arms and up your neck and all the way to your toes and up through your bones and your muscles and down through your veins and up through your arteries, up through your brain, down through your eyes. Your whole body feels bathed in this conscious light that you have invited into your center. Declare in your heart, I am ready and willing. I am that I am, a conscious co-creator in this moment, this reality, this life, this moment, this situation, this body, this me is my conscious creation, my very best expression of source on a mission, fully funded, of deep importance, expansive beauty, immense power, profound love, deep, deep purpose. I now declare as a citizen, a co-creator, a master of light, a connection clear and conscious to my purpose, my highest self, my I am presence, my true reality, my entire light body, and the blueprint for my mission and purpose here. I now open my mind, my heart. I open the door before me as the energy master and creator of my reality. I open my inner eye. I open my mind. I move aside the beliefs, the fears, the past, the attachments, the anxiety, the guilt, the shame, all the heavy states of consciousness, and rise up the scale, rise up like moving along the path of enlightenment. Like the serpent shedding the old, I allow myself to open my heart to new realms, to follow my bliss, to be aware in this and every moment of my conscious light, of my conscious reality. I am ready. I am strong enough. I am designed on purpose for this moment to step into being the highest version that is optimal for me. Knowing and releasing the plan, releasing the old agreements, the old attachments, releasing all that was, to emerge enlightened from the cocoon of my transformation, to evolve consciously together, to birth a new humanity of love, creativity, peace, beauty, expression, abundance. The reality that's possible requires you to be there. What is the very best that you can imagine? The very best that you could become? The very most filled with light, love. How could you open your mind and your heart even further, past your ability to project, to pure co-creation? Feel yourself in the center of this exquisite moment inside of your beingness. The light, the love pulsing around you, pulsing through your veins. You feel layer after layer. You expand your awareness. You see the aura coming from your body and you expand into it while staying centered in the core of your being. You feel a connection to the highest parts of you and to the very 8 original cells at the base of your spine. You feel a connection to all that you have been. You feel and sense layers and layers and layers of lifetimes and wisdom and knowledge and experience that you know, and all that you have already become. The layers of your being, like the petals of the lotus and the pineal of your pine cone, layers of your pineal open as your awareness expands. Be aligned with inner truth. Declare within you and feel it echo out through these waves and layers of who you are. All the potential and all the power. I declare that I am now aligned with my inner truth, my inner voice, my inner wisdom, my soul blueprint, and I ask to resonate, to see, and to feel from my highest possible frequency. I am ready to be who I am meant to be, present in the moment, more calm, more peace, more bliss. I accept that if and when and how are here now, that all that I need to step into my impact, my abundance, my purpose, to step into releasing and loving all that I am, by embracing the uncertainty and stepping into the unknown, the guidance, the money, the support, the strength, the creativity, all of it. It's here right now, all around you. I expand my consciousness and give great thanks to the supreme wisdom, the knowledge that has been delivered back to us. I embrace it now within me. You feel a tornado explode within you of light, spinning and spinning and spinning, the vortex expanding, beginning to engulf your entire body, your entire awareness, out, out, out. You let go completely. And feel yourself in the center of the calm, in the center. The eye of the storm is the point of conscious creation. Declare who you are and enter this sacred space. The council of light invites you. I am that I am, Ie Escher Ie. I am love. I am light. I am light body. I am the creator of my reality. I am flow. I am infinite. I am divine vision. I ask to enter, to commune with the council of light with a pure and open heart and mind, and ask that my heart and mind be connected again in this moment when the ninth wave of consciousness, unity consciousness, becomes the reality. I accept the above and the below, the yin and the yang, the gold and the silver, the female and the masculine, the intuitive and the creative, the knowing and the power. You feel now like the light around you and within you expands and embraces you. Relax. You slowly become aware that we've entered a beautiful capsule of light. And in this space, Barbara Marx Hubbard, we invite a connection to the Council of Light and to Barbara. If this is optimal at this time, we ask for an open connection of light and love. And we ask for guidance, for wisdom, for healing and releasing of the old, of the heavy, of the past, of the fear, guilt, shame, of the grief, of the anger. We ask for a vibrational attunement to rise to the level of light and consciousness that is optimal for me at this time, to clearly communicate and receive my own special message about birthing my own new humanity, co-creating consciously and evolving to be the master of light and love that I was designed to express and be. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Feel and see the council of light and Barbara's beautiful light and wisdom appear to you or before you in whatever way is optimal for you. Receive this communication and feel yourself pouring love from your heart and receiving it back, and pouring it out and receiving it back. Receive this silent communication from this beautiful council of light and Barbara's wisdom that's just for you in a moment of silence. As you feel the beauty of this high frequency light and love around you, affirm that you are grateful and fully accept this message of light. You may have been downloaded with a new code or language. You may have had some of your DNA switches flipped to realign you to what's an optimal state for you or direction. You may have received guidance, or you may have just felt love. What you came here to receive has been received. Acknowledge it with acceptance, full acceptance, mind, body, soul, heart, emotions, and now gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude. Send that gratitude by just receiving so much gratitude. It fills you up, emanates from you, out, out, out. You are a glowing infusion of gratitude, love, and light. Let us now send our gratitude to Barbara Marx Hubbard. So we give great thanks and call on the light, wisdom, essence of Barbara Marx Hubbard to honor and thank you for being the light that you have become on this planet at this time, for sharing and continuing to seek the understanding of conscious evolution, for understanding that we have so much more potential, and opening our eyes and hearts and minds to the possibility that we can evolve in a completely new way. We can open our hearts and minds to create a new society, to create a completely new way of educating, communicating, co-creating, building, working. That in every way, we are truly the butterfly that is ready to break free and emerge. Thank you for shedding and sharing and raining down upon us your wisdom and reminders in each moment to be conscious of who we are being, what we are thinking, what we are giving, what we are feeling, the building blocks of the new humanity, the new earth. Thank you for this life that you've led, the footsteps that you've left, the thoughts, the hearts you have touched, the hugs that you have given, the fears that you have shed, the wisdom that you have understood. All of these, because you have embodied them, they are now available to all of us here, like a living library on the planet Earth, in the ethers and beyond. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Focus on your heart and your solar plexus again. Bring your awareness of this light counsel, this love, and this wisdom. Slowly, like you're pouring all of this light, all this expansiveness of who you are, and this new awareness, this new state of consciously evolving, pouring down into your body, through your crown, throat, into your heart and your belly. Slowly, slowly, you feel yourself coming back into the center of your belly and your heart, with a smile and lightness, rejuvenated, feeling light and alive. All of this conscious, expansive understanding is funneling down into your cells, into your blood, into your thoughts, into your eyes, into your vision, into your heart, into your emotional body, feeling tingling, feeling your legs and your feet, your arms and your hands, moving your neck around, raising your hands up, move them through the energy, the field around you. Feel how rich and alive and awakened you are in this moment. The energy is palpable. You can touch it, you can hold it, you can pour it over your face, down your belly to your toes. Feel as if you've been soaking, completely infused in this light, and declare by putting your hand again on your belly and your heart. Breathe in. I am that I am, and I am attuned to the highest level of conscious evolution that is optimal for me at this time. Breathe in again. I am that I am, and I enter back into this moment a new expansive being with new connections to the light, to my understanding of who I am. And breathe in one more time. I am light, I am love, I am the creator of my reality. I accept this new consciousness and agree to every moment being present, being love, being light. Put your hands together, palm to palm, in front of your forehead. Feel yourself accepting and aligning with this new level of inner vision and awareness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Move your hands down to be in front of your throat. I accept this new understanding of love, light, and consciousness, and fully integrate and express it through that which I do. I now ask for what is optimal for me. Align my energies, remove myself from places that never serve me, and learn to raise my frequency back to acceptance, harmony, compassion, gratitude. And put your hands in prayer position in front of your heart. I now fully anchor this new frequency of love and light, this new connection to the conscious evolution grid and wisdom. I have a clear connection to the knowing, and I am now fully present in each moment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Breathe in and feel your heart filled with love, filled with love, filled with love. Open your hands out as far as you can, spreading that love and light that you've now attuned to. And let's send gratitude with this love. Receive, give, receive, give, receive, give. Now bring your hands back like you're gathering up all this love, all this light into a big, big beach ball in front of you. And now bring it into your heart, bringing your arms, collapsing them around you, hugging and holding your body. Run your hands down your arms, over your legs and your knees and your belly, your face and your head. I love myself. I love my body. I love that I've chosen to be conscious in my evolution and connected to the highest good for me in this and every moment. And now tap your feet or wiggle your feet. Open your feet chakras and allow all that no longer serves you to flow out and down into the earth star and the earth. and feel yourself becoming brighter and lighter. Ready, rejuvenated, alive, aware, awake to receive the abundance and the guidance, to express, to ask, to give. I give and receive in such bountiful and abundant quantities that magical doors open for me today. We give great thanks to Barbara Marx Hubbard for her books, for her wisdom, for her love and her light, for the concept of us birthing a new humanity, and for the idea that we can metamorphosize and be the creators of a beautiful and wonderful place and light. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is Akasha, Nan Akasha from nanakasha.com. This is Bliss Life Podcast. You can find us on iTunes. And I invite you to come to the next Bliss Life Retreat. Our epic equinox metamorphosis has become a soul family of explorers, and we are going to the center of Mexico, to one of the most mysterious and powerful sites, Teotihuacan. We're going to bless and open a light antenna over it with the special herbs in hot air balloons. We're going to go into the temples and pyramids. We're going to have incredible guides that are Aztec family that lived here almost as long as anyone. And to sites like Chula, where the giant Atlantean guardians of the butterfly heart, and awaken and metamorphosize that heart. So more love and more light coming to you. We also have our Crystal Vortex Light Body Healing Retreat in July, lightbodyschool.com/Crystal Lake. Or let us know. Let me know if you'd like to talk to me. I will be so honored. If you want to be a part of our community on Facebook, you can go to Living the Light, or if you'd like to, go to nanakasha.com and jump on our email list. We'll tell you when I do podcasts, when I do guided visionary things, transformational things. Everything's about transformation with me. Everything's about frequency. Everything's about love and light. Everything is about holding you in the most respected and loving space so that you can do that for yourself. When you awaken to the beauty within you, when you release your attachments, your beliefs, your energies that you're carrying, and we all do, so there's nothing wrong with you. But as you do your work, as you evolve, as you take that choice into your hands and believe, I do create my reality. I can change this. There is a solution. There doesn't matter what is happening right now. There is a path. There are many paths, and there is one that is optimal for you. The more you align your frequency and believe that you truly are the creator of your reality, you are connected to the divine, and your thoughts and your feelings create our reality. What are you contributing, not to just your life, not just to your family, not just to your job or your environment or where you live, which you do. How you feel and think is affecting, it's feeding and nurturing, or feeding and destroying the space around you, the energies around you. Not to mention that everything we do affects the entire planet. We truly are one. We truly are in this together. And this is why that on the path of evolution, the 9-step pyramids in the Mayan tradition represent the 9 stages of evolution. The 9th wave of evolution has been built. It's the top of the pyramid. It's the unity consciousness. It means that possibility is here for us to live in all the time. We don't have to figure it out, but we have to let go of the old paradigms, all of the levels of the pyramid on each step below us. We have to release those. Release the attachment to being liked, to having people say they were sorry, to having things the way that you want. You have to let go of it. You have to let others have the freedom to live their life, to like you or not like you, to judge or not judge. You can't change them, and you can't stop your life because of them. You can, but you're not going to reach the full potential. And we need you. We need you. We need your beauty, your wisdom, your creativity, your love. We need you to be, simply be. So take this weekend, take this time, feel into the expansion of the ideas that Barbara Marx Hubbard helped to bring into, to seed into the consciousness of this planet. Share the idea of conscious evolution, that each and every person is perfect exactly the way they are. And only thing that has to happen is releasing the low states of consciousness, guilt, shame, fear, anxiety, grief. Go and have a beautiful and blessed day. Namaste.